This is our Forex blog for February 11th, 2011. And one of the first things we do each day is look at and see which currencies have the strongest daily, weekly, and monthly trend, and which currencies have the strongest real-time trends. And then we trade those against ones that are very weak. For example, the Swiss. The real-time weakness happens right here around 5:30. The daily, weekly, monthly trends very weak. The CAD is pretty strong at that time. The dollar was very strong most of the day. So the dollar Swiss would be a really good one to buy. Strong dollar, weak Swiss. The odds are in your favor, and you want to buy pullbacks and sideways consolidations. Here, this one starts the day off trending up. Daily, weekly, monthly trends up. The hourly moving average is here, and so the price is above there. That obviously adds to the probability of it going up. And then we have two narrow range 4-hour bars right here. Breakouts of those tend to go up 20 25 pips. The only downside of this trade right here is we have a weekly, or not a weekly, but one of my Fibonacci profit target levels right here, and the next one's right here. So these are likely areas of resistance. Anytime you have two NR patterns in a row, usually the market does break out. So the trend's in your favor. You get in right here, and the market's kind of going sideways. You might have got out of that trade, with a 5 or 10 or 15 pip max profit, bought the breakout right here, and here's your next profit target. Monthly R1 pivot, and the next Fibonacci profit target. But you're in this trade right here at around 14, and out somewhere up here around 35. Good for about 20 pips. And this currency you can see is getting stronger. We have a nice little pullback right here. Fib levels, once broken, tend to become support. You might have got in here and made 20 pips. Bought again during this little pullback here. You might have got out right here because there wasn't a whole lot of strength at that time. And you can see this just kept trying to go higher. You might have bought the breakout of the high, which is kind of a risky trade, but it's still underneath the upper containment band. We have another Fibonacci retracement level up here, which is the next profit target. You can see my Fib analysis predicted did extremely good job with that level, and anytime a Fib level is above the upper containment band, it tends to reverse. So you might have gotten in this last trade here at 46 and out at 73 for about a 25 pip profit. Again, another very strong one today was the CAD. The yen across the board started getting weak at 6:30. So we had a really good CAD trade around 6:30. You can see right here. Let's move the fibs off of the previous day. Anytime a trend is this strong, pulls back to the hourly, the previous day's highs right here, pretty high probability place to get in here, and you can see this just kept trending and trending. It went up about 75, 80 pips. This not a bad area to get out of the trade. I probably would have exited the first trade here and watched to see if this was the high. Fib profit target levels, very likely to reverse. You buy this next pullback, and it kind of just exploded up. I would have got out of the trade up here around 45 for a very good trade. Again, the CAD is very strong today, and most of us don't trade the CAD Swiss, but the CAD Swiss would have been a very high probability trade. Let's take a look at it. Again, very strong CAD, weak Swiss, and especially when it broke out over the previous day's high, hit that level, and then broke out. The third time any resistance area gets broken out, it's very high probability, and you can see this just absolutely took off. It went up 50, 100, 120 pips. Currency meter is a very decent tool to help you find good trends. Also, the New Zealand pretty weak across all the time frames. Before midnight had a lot of weakness. At midnight a lot of weakness. So you short the weak New Zealand against a strong dollar, and again you had a narrow range pattern right here. We're underneath the hourly. If you did take that trade, the last big drop was during this distance right here. So those Fibonacci profit targets combined with my longer term Fibonacci profit target level right here, pretty high probability place to get out, but decent 20-25 pip profit on there. The Euro's weekly and monthly trend pretty strongly up, but you can see quite a lot of weakness, and again at 3 you might have looked to sell the euro dollar. This isn't the best trade that we went over today, but you can see coming up to 3 Fibonacci area here, which did act as a support level last night. Again here, the third time these levels, any kind of support resistance gets hit, it's usually likely to break through. So that adds to your probability here, and you can see the market pulled down about 50 pips. You also have the Fibonacci profit target of this last drop from here, and usually somewhere between the first and second fib target is where the end of the move is. We're also near our lower containment band, which means it's very likely to reverse, and you can see it fell without a whole lot of momentum. Anything underneath the dotted white line, not very weak, and therefore not very likely to continue trending underneath our statistical likely lows.